it can connect with its core, and it can make it very, very strong.
Mm-hmm. So now you know the origin of it and how it's supposed to work. You'll be able to work on that with your ascended masters and your team in your dream state, won't you? Mm-hmm. Take a look at the body and tell me, is there anywhere else that we can work in the body before I go to the questions?
The left shoulder is crippled with the burden of the stone. It is resting on it in the most painful and difficult way. That it's all its weight is in the shoulder here, and it hurts very badly.
Well, can I ask that we call on Archangel Michael first of all to come down, and I want him to place his sword of light onto that stone, and as he does, he won't be altering the vibration or the intensity of the stone, but what he will be doing, he'll be releasing all that heaviness and all that weight. So you'll still get the image without the weight. Just see his sword of light now on that stone, and he's releasing all that heaviness from the stone now as it travels up his sword and back up to spirit. So you've got the image of the stone without the weight. And as the stone gets lighter and lighter, just see how your shoulder goes back into place. See how comfortable it is and how you're recalibrating your muscles. Mm-hmm. How does your shoulder look now?
It's a different colour.
It's a different colour. It's probably got some blood circulating around it. Mm-hmm.
Sorry?
I said it's probably got some blood circulating around it now. So shall we get to the questions? I want to know, how many guides does my client have, please?
Guides?
How many guides? Or helpers?
Oh, too many.
He has lots of guides. Why does he need lots of guides?
He doesn't. He needs them to leave him in peace, actually. He's getting quite frustrated because there are too many voices.
Mm-hmm. So if you were to...
not helpful.
It's not helpful. There's too many of them. There's too much noise. I see that. So if you had a message for your guides, what would the message be today?
That it's quality, not quantity.
Yeah.
With like one clear interaction with each person, and everybody all talking over each other. But pushing to the front of the queue when I haven't finished speaking to the person I'm currently with. I feel as if I'm harassed with too many people talking all the time. They need to back off, and I need to engage with them in a way that's effective for me, because I'm almost like hearing a language I don't understand. It's too difficult for me to comprehend what they're trying to say because there's too much happening. Yeah.
So now that they've got that message, they can all go in file and they can communicate with you one at a time. He wanted to...
In a calm and clear and concise way. That the messages need to be short and to the point and not complex.
He wanted to know his purpose. He wanted to know his purpose in this life. Is it to bring that stone, to connect it to the rest of the stones?
He's giving humanity a chance. If they don't take it from him, then they're never going to take the stone from anyone, and that stone will disappear. and they will never get that chance again.
So where did this stone come from? Did it come from a different planet or a different realm?
It did come from a long way away. It came from a lot higher up.
I want to ask about his stronger way.
It feels as if it was born by fire. It feels as if it came from almost like a volcanic explosion.
Yeah.
And this enormous amount of very, very strong energy was created. It was almost like a challenge. It was a punishment to the earth. An absolute, you have only summoned the power of this through very ill behaviour. And in order to correct your ways, you need to prove that you value the earth and its energies and its wisdom and its history and all of the beings that are true and light and free need to work collectively. It's giving it a chance to redeem itself.
Very good. I'll be sure to tell him. I want to...
They are foolish. I can assure you of that. There's foolishness beyond measure that is impossible to understand. How incompetent the society is on its knees.
I see. Can I ask about his strong awareness of spirit as a child? Who was that coming to him?
A very wise man.
Mm-hmm.
He tried to make it easier for him to carry the stone. He tried to guide him and educate him and support him. As he needed to get a long way away from where he was at the time. And he didn't realise that he was in danger.
So tell me about these flashing lights and a sense of a form of a human. What is all that about?
They're the custodians of the stone.
Oh, right.
They are the guardians. They are the mission keepers. And he was being asked to come back because they had seen that the people around him everywhere were not worth the living. They needed to take him to different places, different people, and far away from that place. They almost wanted and tried to move him. They tried to recapture him and bring him to where he needed to be. He didn't belong there. He never has and he never will. He's not of their kind.
So where does he belong?
He has to live in stone, and then he will come back.
Mm-hmm.
Far higher, far higher. The earth, to us, is at the bottom of a rubbish bin compared to where we are.
I see.
It's awful to breathe that air. It's awful to walk that path. Even in the most beautiful places, that there are nice, stunning, gorgeous little pockets of paradise. That is a rubbish dump compared to what we have. He needs to come home, far up into the islands.
Into the highlands?
Very high lands.
Mm-hmm. me about the snakes.
He's the man of the mountain.
Oh, is he? Is he the man of the mountain from that previous life?
Yes.
I see.
He's climbed very high, and he has no business coming all the way back down. It's as if he's been dragged. Something has dragged him there against his will. We wish to release him from that burden. There's a dark force has tried to misuse his gifts. There's something very untoward why he's ever ended up there in the first place. He is not in that place. And he desperately needs to be released, be freed. It's absolutely imperative.
Sounds like he's got quite a mission on his hands there.
It's a very difficult burden.
And is it one that he has volunteered to carry on?
Some forces have manipulated the situation, and they're not of our planet. They're not known to us. A strange race.
They're a strange race. Describe them to me. What do they look like?
They don't even have a face. They look metallic. They are very cold, and they don't have eyes, and they move very quickly. And for some strange reason, they ended up coming to our planet and made a lot of changes, and they invaded, and they took him with them. They decided he was to be of use to them, as he's very, very powerful.
So do we leave this stone in place? Are you happy to leave this stone in place, or shall we release it today?
It needs to be moved.
It needs to be moved.
It absolutely needs to be moved.
Well, I want to call on all the archangels now to come down and work with you. So as they come down into this room now, I want you to feel their energy around this bed that you're in, and just feel that warm glow energy, knowing that you're protected from every side by that magical, mystical, beautiful spirit energy. And I want you now to imagine that you can see a ring of golden light all the way around you. And as your guides and the masters now come together and join forces, as they connect their hands onto this gold ring, and just see how it enhances an impulse. See how it gets stronger and stronger and stronger. And as it's getting stronger and stronger and stronger, this golden circle there, see how it's lifting out that stone, little by little, vibrating up and up and up and up and up and up, until they've completely got hold of this energy. And just allow them now to take it back up to spirit, where it can be released and replenished. And so you will only carry the memory with you now, but you will not carry the weight. So tell me, how do you feel now, not carrying that weight?
I feel a tingling.
Very good. Tell me about the snakes.
Sorry?
Tell me about the snakes. He has a fear of snakes. As I say that word snake, I want you to follow that path and that line all the way back to when it first began. Be there now.
They were put on the earth to control.
The snakes were put on the earth to control.
Yeah. The snakes will not tolerate demons.
Oh, the snakes won't tolerate demons?
No, they evolved a weapon, and they are here as guardians.
So he doesn't need to be afraid of them. So he doesn't need to be afraid of them then? They're actually protecting?
If he is scared, then he is a demon. If he isn't scared, then he's not.
I see. Tell me about the Celtic lands.
There's something that has connected with the snakes. And the snakes know where he is. So that is something else that has again tried to corrupt him. There's a dark force involving itself where it has no business.
I see.
They're trying to make him fear when he has, as his true self and born, a snake is like a grain of sand, it's nothing. So if they have manipulated him or scared him, almost adulterated his mind, his memories, it's been implanted as a threat to him and to control him, and he needs to totally ignore them. He needs to protect himself from these attacks, from the forces that are changing what he's doing. There's too much interference.
I see. Well, now we've got that message. I'll be sure to tell him. Tell me about the Celtic lands. What's the connection?
They are the purest race.
The purest race?
They have gratitude, they have kinship, they have strong core connection to this planet.
Mm-hmm.
They've looked after it, they've nurtured it, they've taken from it and given back to it. They are one with this core, and when good times were abundant here, they were the predominant force. Their beliefs, they knew of the strength of the trees and the animals, and they could connect with the high realms. And there was a two-way portal that is almost gone now. That has been corrupted. They've concreted over everything. They've taken the heart out of the land. They've poured again like a dark stone on top of everything, and it's stopping the purity coming through. So the reason they connect with him is because they are pure and they are worthy.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about the number 22. What does that mean to him?
It's like a rocket. When that presents itself, he has a chance to move. A chance to
I see.
traverse a challenging situation.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
So it's signposting him to an opportunity.
Yeah, it's a mode of transport that's very fast.
Mhm. And tell me what's going on with this Moldavite that he has.
Well, we've had the message about that.
Mhm.
It was able to connect with the Greystone.
Yeah.
It was able to help move the Greystone.
Good.
And the dark forces do not want the stone to be, reachable. They don't want any light to get through to it, to open it, to
Yeah.
handle it. So there are very dark entities
Yeah.
that have made these odd things appear to be real. And they do have the stone. They have absolutely, no place to have taken that. They have.
Mhm.
The demons don't want the lights to shine on them.
But they won't win, will they?
They're very strong lights that they can't tolerate.
Tell me, has he had lives in Spain before?
That's an interesting feeling of a place. That there is a core there. They also, in many lives past, had the Celtic roots. So yes,
Mhm.
there's a sandy place with the mountains and a connection and the portals that are there. So yes, he does have a core. He has a link. He has a channel there. But that's not where the stone belongs.
But he's going to place the stone where it should be, with the help of his guides.
He learns from that land.
Very good.
They were not worthy of him.
Mhm.